one other thing that's worth mentioning about Araujo, though, is that she was winning fights, stopping people in the beginning of her career, and since she hit the UFC, she won a UFC debut with a beautiful right hand against Talita Bernardo. Really, really nice punch, and made the most of Bernardo moving onto the right hand to knock her out. But since then, it's been all decisions, and they've been tough opponents. I mean, she's not had an easy opponent in the UFC, but I do feel like her stopping power has kind of hit its limit now she's on the UFC roster. I feel like the competition stepped up. The records of her opponents has considerably improved since she got to the UFC, both in experience and in the win column. This may be a 5-round fight for her. It may be the first one of her career, and I don't question Alexa Grasso's ability to do exactly what she does for 25 minutes. Good defense, high guard, switching stance, basic boxing combinations where she doesn't particularly overextend herself and uses good lateral movement, because there's no point in engaging and trading punches with someone that's probably got, bigger, more powerful upper body than you, which I feel like is the case here. I think Grasso's going to be smart. She's going to use her footwork and her defense to drag this fight out longer and make Araujo work for anything that she gets. Araujo is quite happy to cover distance and, close her opponents down, but she is also quite reckless when she's doing it. She will be walking onto shots, I do feel. So then the question is, what does that do to her? Are the shots phasing her? Does she feel like she's getting hurt? Does she feel like she's getting embarrassed? Because that is another good reason to be more aggressive. Does she switch to a grappling game plan if she starts to feel like Grasso's getting the better of her on her feet? And that's where we see Grasso start to use that clinch work that we saw against Macy Barber. Good head position, ability to turn and hold up against the fence and work, shots to the body, knees to the body. This would be a very, very smart game plan if Alexa Grasso got in there with the game plan of exhausting Araujo for the first 15 minutes and just kind of flowing with the fight and not engaging too much. If she tries to enforce her game plan too much on Araujo, then she's going to be meeting that strength and power that I feel like she loses, her advantages in that range. I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a real test of Araujo's patience. I think she might get annoyed and a bit flustered and frustrated that Grasso's not standing and trading with her, and I think she might start walking onto things and being a bit reckless. But if she does start to mix in her grappling, that might be problematic for Grasso, and that might be where we see her become unstuck. Especially if Araujo is able to set the pace, then that 25 minutes starts to lean in her favor as opposed to Grasso's. Interesting one. All right, enjoy the fights. I'll see you next time.